Welcome to the Exchange Blade YouTube channel. Today we're going to cover a subject that I'm sure many of you have done before, and that's how to mount a blade on both a circular saw and a sliding compound miter saw. First things first, we're going to be dealing with a standard 7 1/4 inch skill saw. One of the very first things you want to make sure to do before you start this process, make sure the tool is unplugged. You started with 10 fingers, we want to end with 10 fingers. You're going to take your wrench, and with the wrench we're going to find that most saws, in fact virtually all saws, have a blade brake. This particular saw has one on the side of the housing, and what this blade brake does is allow us to press it in and it will lock the motor in place. I'm just going to set our wrench in place. So as you can see in this particular tool, we have an arrow here and an arrow here. What those two arrows are telling us is the direction of rotation of the particular saw that we're using. With our saw blades, in this case our 7 1/4 Razorback blade, you will notice on the blade itself there is a rotation arrow on the front and on the back. So all we have to do is simply mount this arrow in the same direction as this arrow, and we have it all set and ready to go. So in this case, I'm going to pull back the guard, slide the blade inside the guard, and mount the arbor, or the hole in the blade, over top of the center of the blade. I am once again going to lock the blade. There. We're now set to go off and use our saw. So as we just demonstrated with our 7 1/4 inch circular saw, we're now going to show how to put on a blade onto a 10-inch sliding compound miter saw. A little bit different. Not complicated, but a little bit different. And here's where sometimes a problem arises, because in this particular case, the blade seemingly goes on backwards. So let's take a look at this. As before, I want you to make sure, unplug the tool that you're working on. Always safety first. In this particular case, we have one of our 10x32 Razorback finishing blades. Now, as before, this saw also has an indicator on it as to which direction the blade will turn. It's a little more subtle, so you need to take a look. Here we have the arrow, which is again giving us the direction of rotation of the blade. So this blade is going to rotate clockwise. Now, if we look at our blade here, you'll see that our rotation arrow on the blade indicates that it's going counterclockwise. So what that means is, to mount this blade properly, you will actually turn the blade over. Here's our arrow and our rotation arrow. Mounting the blade, again, we have a blade brake. You just depress that little button here, and that will lock the motor mechanism so I can tighten the blade. So first thing that I have to do is release the blade guard, and it's just simply held in place with a bolt. I'm going to release that bolt, drop it down, slide it up out of the way. I'm going to remove our arbor bolt. Going to set the blade in place so that we've got it nice and snug. I'm going to take my wrench, depress the locking button, and sometimes you have to move the blade just a little bit. You can feel it lock into place. We are now set with our 10-inch sliding compound miter saw. We'll be producing more how-to and product videos over the coming months, and if you like these videos and find them useful, please like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel.